Hello everybody, and welcome back to Crash Twinsanity is what I would say if it wouldn't have set me back in my progress. So I'm gonna have to play for a little bit to catch up to where we were in the last episode. I mean, you guys saw me. I literally saved at the end of the last episode, yet for some reason it's making me redo some progress. I guess it's because I wasn't at like one of the designated checkpoints or save points. It is what it is. I guess I'll just have to rely on the emulator's save states to get more reliable save points. But anyway, it is what it is. I'll see you guys when I'm caught back up to where we were. Alrighty, folks. The fact that I had to redo some content was, you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm always happy to play this game, but it is a little annoying when you save the game at a checkpoint spot and then that happens, but it is what it is. Again, if anything, if I want more reliable saves, I guess I'll just rely on the PC SX2 save states in the future. Again, not a big deal. But anyways, for now, we're just gonna make our way over here. So we gotta meet up with Cortex. We're basically done with about a quarter of the game. It's about the first fourth that we just finished, and we're on to the next section. Slide! Man. It's always so magical getting back on this game. Just the vibes, the music. Come into my boat, furry man. I can take you to the other place. Okay. Furry man. I'm a bandicoot! Honestly, didn't know that a bandicoot was a real animal until I played Crash Bandicoot. At first, I thought he was supposed to be like a fox or something. Then I looked into it and I was like, oh, it is Bandicoot. And in fact, I didn't even learn that until like later on. Because when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, Crash Bandicoot, he's like a fox.
Before you rises a cathedral of diabolical genius. Scary. But in the wrong hands, this iceberg lair could do much goodness in the world. Of course, only I have the key. Observe. Follow me. I know another way.
Crash's reaction is pretty on point. Poor Cortex can't even get into his own evil lair. Alright, now, yeah, we should be able to go across here. Just making sure we're all good here. Okay. Don't want to take any newbie deaths. But yeah, I was thinking about it before recording this video, and oh, I remember this part. This part isn't hard, but you gotta be careful because you don't want to land in the water. Take out some of these icicle things. But I definitely want to do probably like a Crash Marathon, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if we're gonna do every game there it is, newbie death. I don't know if we're necessarily gonna do like every game in the franchise back to back, but I have had an urge to revisit these games. You know, the PS1 games, the PS2 / original Xbox / GameCube games, and then even other games. You know, I've always enjoyed games like Crash of the Titans and Mind of a Mutant, even though they are really different in the grand scheme of Crash games. I forgot that those things hurt you. You know, because those are more like, I mean, they do have 3D platformer elements, but they are definitely more leaning towards that action platformer rather than just straight up 3D platformer like these are. Okay, there it is. We're taking more newbie deaths. It's okay. No biggie. I mean, these definitely obviously still do have action elements because you're like spinning into enemies, but those more have like, you know, the beat 'em up elements and you're controlling the mutants and the big enemies and such. No, come on, man! Oh my gosh! These penguins, I'm trying to like slide into them and hit them and do stuff like that in order to take them out, but it's not going my way. We're gonna take out the bats. And then there's other games that I've been wanting to make series on as well. Like I'm thinking we'll revisit. I'm thinking we might flip-flop between Spyro and Crash because. Ooh, okay, you know what? I'll just let the penguins do their thing. You do your thing, and I'm just gonna do my thing. How about that? Okay, knock out the bat. We're doing fine. But I've been wanting to make series on, especially like at least the original Spyro trilogy on PS1, right? At the very least. Going back and revisiting the Legend of Spyro games would be pretty cool too. Ooh. Okay, we're good. But since I plan to do that, we might be able to, we might flip-flop between our favorite Orange Bandicoot and our favorite Purple Dragon as we go. I have a lot of games that I love to make series on, honestly. There's a lot of games that I love. Always love to share the joy of gaming. and the things that I love and am nostalgic for with y'all. Alright, this is our stop. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the last video as well, but I would also like to make a series on Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy at some point, which, let me just say, oh no! As much as I love the other Jak and Daxter games, obviously, there's something about Jak and Daxter the Precursor Legacy where it's so pure, and I have to say, while it's hard for me to pick a favorite Jak game because there's things that I love about all of them, especially with like the more action-driven direction of the later, dude, I'm suffering right now. I forgot this part is actually kind of tricky. It's not even hard, it's just like a little tricky with the hitboxes on the bats. But there's something about Precursor Legacy that is just so pure, while still retaining everything that I love about Jak and Daxter. I like that one part, when Daxter's like, you don't know what you're missing, babe, or whatever. It's just stuff like that, man. I love the edge that some of these platformers had, even though they were like directed towards, even though these games are always aimed at like a younger audience per se, there's still a lot of appeal for like adults, and even as an adult going back and revisiting them. Cross there. We're doing good. Alright, let me go ahead and get this Aku Aku in the back up. Don't want to face the wrath of the Nitro crates today. The next elevator platform. I gotta back up a little bit, man. I don't do good when my face is like right in a screen. It makes my head kind of feel weird. It's like, ooh, a lot of motion, a lot of movement. That's why I prefer like smaller screens, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh man, I want like a 70-some inch TV in my living room, and for me, I'm just like, you know what, man, 32-inch, that's more than enough. I mean, for a living room, maybe like 40-some inches, but like, I don't know. It depends how big your setup is too, right? Because if you're sitting way far back, then it makes sense to have like a 70 maybe. Or if you're trying to make like a theater room. Alright. Because like for context, when I'm in a movie theater, or you know, when I would have went to a movie theater back in the day, which is like, it's been like 6 years at this point. You know, I was one of those people. Actually, no, maybe it's been 7 years. When did Endgame come out? That was the last movie I saw in theaters. Was that 2019? I think that was 2019. Oh. That's the last time I went to see a movie, was Endgame. But yeah, I always sit back as far as I can, because if I sit any closer, the theater screens are so big that it's just like too close for me. My brain, my eyes just can't do all that. Oh, there was a Nitro crate at the bottom! What have I got? This part is getting me, man. Whole lot of hoopla doopla. Okay. Everything is okay. Okay, now Nitro Crate. I will not be fooled again. Get that ice cold and then... No, I fucking get it again! This is pissing me off. I just want the Aku Aku. Okay, hit that. Jump away. Jumpage. Jumpage. I'm just not gonna go for the Aku Aku. I don't even care. I don't want the Aku Aku. The Aku Aku isn't important. I don't want it. Unless. Hear me out. That's how you do it. I'm so stupid. I know I don't need to double jump on a lot of these, but I do it just to stay safe. Oh, man.
The check bounced. Are you sure? Well, the past few years have kind of been slow. Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we'd hoped, and... Fish?
I freaking love this game. Dude, I love this game so much. That part where it's like, well, they're at the Cortex, didn't sell as well as we had hoped. It's so, like, self-aware. And I love that. Okay, hold up. I need to get rid of Cortex for a minute. Holy crap. Is there? Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna keep throwing him just so I can double jump across the pipe and then throw Cortex to trigger switches and clear path. Okay, yeah, I already. What the hell? Alright, Cortex, go do your. I threw him off the cliff. Alright, Cortex, come back. Oh my gosh, all the penguins are back there. I'm not going near there. Gonna come back to me again? There you are. Alright. Do your thing, Cortex. Did that other penguin leave? I don't know. Camera got all foot bumbled. Go! Flip switch. You got good aim. I like that. He doesn't even flip the lever. He just uses his magnet thing. All right. I'm gonna throw you across the path again, Cortex. You know what? Me and you never got along in the past, but I think we'd be good allies. You go ahead, you clear the path, and then I just kind of slowly follow until you do all the hard work. I like this dichotomy. All right, Cortex. We're not gonna get the Aku. I kind of want to get the Aku. So if you could just, can I like throw him kinda? I don't want to like throw him all the way away, but I can just do that for a minute. Oh wait, it's probably not worth it, but okay. The Zaku-Akus do come in clutch. More HP, the better. Bump! Alright, now we gotta be careful here. Okay, we're running around this way. There you go. There's a gem over there. I don't think I'm gonna risk my life for that gem right now. Okay, buddy, I clicked the X button. The input delay on this emulator really is making my life a lot harder than it needs to be. But hey, I already do enough of making my own life harder than it needs to be IRL as is, so I mean, I guess I'm kind of used to that situation. Alright, go across. Well, at least he cleared the path for us before pulling the lever. You're a thoughtful guy when you want to be, Cortex. Alright, where's the next elevator? Oh, I see it. Slowly but surely. There it is. Jump! Okay, use Cortex to smash through objects in your path. Well, I kinda know that. Alright, we got a bunch of nitro crates up here. No! Wait, you can't. Oh, you can't jump and spin with Cortex. Okay. I'm used to doing that. I do that a lot, as you've probably noticed. I jump and spin a lot. I would like to know the physics here. The nitro crate stands still, but the actual platform we're on keeps moving. Can someone explain those physics? I'm sorry, Cortex. Please respawn up here. Very good. And now we need to go up here, I think. Use Cortex to override security consoles. Go. I think there's another one he needs to bring up. Yeah, there we go. Pull that one. Oh no, there's a nitro crate up here. Alright, we gotta be careful. Very careful. Very careful. Alright, Cortex. Coming for you. If you can clear the path, I'd appreciate it, thanks. I love the snow aesthetic. Even though I never really liked being in the snow that much, because for those that don't know, I live in Florida now, the worst state in the United States. And I lived in Pennsylvania for my whole life until 2020. But, oh, is this the part that I think it is? It may not be. Ooh. Evil.
Free again! Mighty Uka Uka! Who has released me from my icy tomb? My, can it be? Crash and Cortex? I don't know whether to kiss you or kill you!
Oh man. Alrighty. Third cortex trigger switches clear path. Okay. There. Anyway, what was I gonna say before? I was gonna say something, but I couldn't tell you what that was. I thought I was onto something there. I honestly forget. I honestly like this break. You know how you beat a game, but then like, you know, even if you played the game a lot and many times, you just kind of forget certain things over time. This boss fight was one of those. Dude, this music is so good. Just listen to it. Oh, I love the sound of it. Anyway, there was something I was going to say before. What was I going to say? I was talking about something. I honestly couldn't tell you. If it comes back to me, I'll talk about it again. Probably I completely forget. Gotta trigger another switch. Now I'm getting really frustrated. What was I going to talk about? Snowball. I'm trying my hardest to remember. Oh my gosh, I got hit. Oh my gosh. Okay. At least I got an Aku Aku. I keep running into him. Okay, I gotta be more careful. I don't wanna die again. Oh no, well, I can't remember what I was gonna say to save my life, so now we'll talk about something else. Talking about displays again, if you had watched my Lies of P series, then you would know the amount of yapping that I did about wanting to buy a new display because the TV I've had, TLDR, I've had it for 16 years, and it's just, it's showing its age, right? Like, there's really bad LCD blur on it, and it's not like the typical LCD blur that you would expect from, you know, basically any LCD display. Because most displays, even like OLEDs to a certain extent, will have at least a minor amount of ghosting. Depends on the, you know, depends on the display, but whether it has ghosting immediately or not, over time is just kind of bound to happen. And considering that I have a panel from 2009, it kind of just always naturally had a bit of that ghosting element per se, just because that's how the tech of the time was. But it's gotten much worse over the years. Much, much worse. To a point of where I was revisiting the Stanley Parable on PS5, and in the beginning room, I could literally see 2 clocks on the wall at once anytime that I was looking around. Like, the ghosting is less of just ghosting at this point, and it's just full-on, like, double images. Like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's not traditional ghosting. It's really bad at this point. Oh, I was supposed to step on that. Whoops, I'm dumb. I was running around this whole time trying to wait to see what would happen, and then, okay. But yeah, I did finally settle on the one TV, which I did already mention before as well, the fact that I settled on the one 32-inch 1080p Samsung TV from like 2018. It's called like the QN3200 FXZA, something like that. Seems to be a pretty good display. I found some other ones, right? Like, when my mom was out shopping at Walmart, you know, she's kind of been keeping an eye out for, like, new TVs and, like, good prices for them because she knows I've been looking for one. And I have been saving my money, so at this point, I'm kind of, like, scaling my budget accordingly to where it's like, okay, if there's a TV that would be better but would cost a little bit more, if it's better, it would be worth the investment. But honestly, I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with that Samsung. Normally goes for about $230, but it's been on sale a lot lately for like $167, $170.
An evil greater than even yours threatens to destroy this world.
No! That's my job!
Divided, we are but 2 magical masks. Join me, and together we shall defeat this evil infestation.
I like a challenge. I accept. This should be fun!
The Aku Uka brothers, together again.
Come along!
I apologize if I seem scatterbrained or if my energy's a little different than usual today, by the way, as well. For some reason, I'm just a bit tired today. Not tired in the normal sense, like, oh man, I need more sleep, but just like kind of physically like drained right now. I'm not exactly sure why. My body is still going through a lot in terms of recovery. Not going to talk about the whole thing right now, but my body's just still in the process of healing after some stupid things I've done to myself, but it's okay. It's nothing too bad. TLDR, if you're unaware or just new to the channel, I've suffered with eating disorders my whole life, and I kind of, you know, I recovered a few years ago, but then I kind of got stuck in it again, and now I just kind of need to gain some pounds back, and, you know, my body's just still going under that. It sucks because it's been like 2 months of this already, but, you know, it is a healing process at the end of the day, so even if my weight has gone up a little bit, I'm still technically underweight, still need to gain some stuff back, still, my body still needs time to repair even once I hit that weight, so it is what it is. So I'm going to chalk it up to that, because I've also been doing more workouts lately in order to help my body heal. And, yeah, those have definitely... Oh, my God. The input delays are really pissing me off. Just going to keep it a buck. But yeah, I can really feel it, man. My body's like, oh. So I'm trying not to overdo it with the workouts, because that's like a very prevalent thing for me with my eating disorders in the past is like over-exercising, so I'm making sure not to do that, but... My body's still very sore and a bit tired from all of it. I've been doing a lot of strength workouts too, so my arms and my legs still kind of want to explode right now. But yeah, I've still been searching around for the TV thing, and I'm pretty sure I'm set on that Samsung one. I don't, because I've been talking about like, oh man, I think I'm gonna bite the bullet, but then I kind of regressed on that, and I was like, well, my TV still technically turns on, so you know, I don't want to do it just yet if I don't have to. And I'm still kind of sticking to that. I'm trying to wait just a little bit longer. So I know I said before that I was going to jump on it finally, but I'm waiting just a little longer. Even though my TV is progressively getting worse. And it's starting to literally make me feel sick, and it hurts my eyes so bad when I look at it. It's okay because the TV still turns on, so it's still functional. It'll be okay. And thankfully, the TV that I found, the Samsung one, it does come with like component slots for like AB cables, component and composite. So I can plug like my PS2 into it, my original Xbox, and literally any console that uses those kind of cables. And it has like the other like cables.
We must make preparations for
like the RF ones for like Sega Genesis, for example.
Trick or treat, trick or treat. Fools! You thought these two party toys could defeat us? We are masters of the infinite dimensions, with power over reality itself, and riches beyond imagination.
riches?
Riches? What's wrong with you? Always bringing up the riches. You don't remember us, do you, Doctor?
Should I?
You ruined our lives. Allow us to return the favor.
I apologize too if those cutscenes seem a bit quieter than the rest of the game. It's that way on my end too. I guess since they're pre-rendered, they're just naturally kind of mixed a bit lower or one thing or another due to compression maybe. Though compression typically affects audio quality rather than volume, but it can go the other way too.
What have I got?
I'm kind of embarrassed by the amount of deaths that I'm taking right now. Oh, please don't tell me I gotta watch that cutscene again. Okay, we can just play the game. Come here, Cortex. Fuck! It's throwing me off because the camera, I know I mentioned this before, is naturally inverted. Or is inverted by default. I could go into the settings and change that, but I'm lazy. Okay, no, not that way. Some more enemies in here? Hello? Oh, yeah, there is an enemy. I thought I saw something. Wait, I didn't kill it? Come on. There we go. Alright, now can we move onwards? I'm really eyeing up that display, though. I really want to get it, man, because my TV, right, it's like a 32-inch 720p Sony Bravia, has all the problems I mentioned before. So I'd probably be upgrading to like a 1080p display, because I thought mine was 1080p, but I just realized that it has, like, it supports 1080p inputs, but it doesn't display 1080p. It's 720p. I mean, like, obviously I've experienced better displays before. My parents have, like, 4K OLED, you know, all this, massive TV and all that. It's, like, 65, 70-inch TV. So I've seen what, like, the crazy displays look like. But even the monitor that I game on is, like, 1080p, it's like a 1080p 21-inch or something. It's either 21 or 24-inch. I forget which one I got. So, you know, I've seen what sharper displays can look like.
You see, this is why nobody likes you. A curse on you, Crash Bandicoot. A curse on you all. We shall return. Oh, forget I mentioned the riches thing, huh?
It's like Monsters, Inc., the way they go in and out of the door.
What have you done?
Who are these evil upstarts? I've ruined the lives of so many. I can't be expected to remember them all. Such a big head. Such a tiny brain.
If we deliver him to the evil twins, perhaps they will spare us.
But they'll kill me. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Crash, I've been like a father to you. I created you, nursed you, tried to destroy you. So what do you say? With my mighty intellect and your vacuous stupidity, we'll be unbeatable! This way! To the Psychotron!
I love it. So yeah, obviously I've seen what sharper displays can look like, but man, just finally having one like that in my own setup would be pretty cool. So, you know, 720p is fine and all, but, you know, being able to, you know, I don't need no crazy 4K display. I've said that before, you know. But bumping it up to 1080p at least, that'd be pretty cool. Now, granted, my PS1 games wouldn't look as good on a 1080p display because, naturally, you know, PS1 games like 240p scales quite nicely to 720p because it's an exact 3x multiplier, so my PS1 games look fantastic on my display. But they wouldn't look as good on a 1080p display because that's like an awkward, like, 4 point... Well, that's just an exact 4.5 multiplier, but that's...
This is the Psychotron, gateway to the infinite dimensions. Beyond our universe, somewhere between the 9th and 11th dimensions, lies the mysterious 10th dimension. And there we must go in order to confront the evil twins, steal the riches, and restore the natural order of things, with me on top. We require 6 power crystals in order to make the leap, and we have 4. Let's see. That isn't enough! All is lost, unless... This way!
But yeah, 4.5 multiplier when it comes to pixels. This goes for like refresh rates as well. But you know, if you're playing a game at like say 40 FPS on a 60 hertz display, that's no bueno. You try to either go for 30 frames per second or 60. That's why like 40 FPS modes are usually just for like 120 hertz displays, or like work best on those types of displays because it's like it divides evenly into the refresh rate. And then very simple, same thing with like resolutions. You want one that divides like very evenly into it. So my PS1 games unfortunately wouldn't look as good, but for my other consoles like say PS3, 360, which a lot of those games do natively run at 720p but are upscaled to 1080p, so there probably wouldn't be much of a benefit there. But you know, for like my PS5 or even like going back to like PS4 and Xbox One games and such, get a nice boost there. And there were plenty of PS3 and 360 games that ran at 720, or I'm sorry, at 1080p anyway. So overall, I feel like it'd be a nice little boost. I don't necessarily need all the crazy 4K expensive stuff, but you know, going from 720 to 1080 would be probably pretty cool. And it'd be nice to have a display that doesn't hurt my eyes and my head so much. I just gotta get out of my way and stop being so stingy with my money, but I can't help it. That's just sort of what happens when letter A, you grow up without a whole lot of money, but then also B, you just, I don't know, kind of have like a fundamental understanding of it. It's like, hey, when you spend it, you don't got it no more. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should spend money on something, you know? So anything could happen. But that philosophy does kind of get in my own way when I'm wearing shoes that are so worn down that the soles aren't on them, when I'm wearing socks that my feet literally go the whole way through, so...
There,
oh, this part's hilarious.
To the sea, I tell you! Our salvation floats upon the briny blue! We must reach Engine's battleship, and quickly before it sets sail! But how? Think, Cortex, think!
I feel so bad for Cortex's nards during this part because, well, you'll see. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, playing through this part makes me want to go back and play Pro Skater. Oh, man. See Crash get his boys absolutely annihilated by that rail. Oh, geez. Yeah, there's a gem right there. Totally missed it. Come on! Go, Cortex! Like I said, this game is so gnarly. There's just so much, like, awesome stuff in here. Just so much, like, off-the-wall stuff, too. Where you wouldn't expect it, but you're glad it's there. Like skating on Cortex down a giant snow mountain. Oh, I forgot that there's a drop-off there. It's okay, we just hit a checkpoint. We'll be fine. Okay, go to the right. And stay to the right. Oh, we got more of these penguins. Fish. There we go, got another life. Speaking of penguins, y'all remember the movie Happy Feet? I used to try to do the little dances that they do in that movie because they had like these cool little dances they do where they were like, what's it called? Is it called tap dancing? I don't know. Is that what it's called? The term where you're like, you do a lot of like clicking and tapping with your feet as you dance? Is that tap dancing or am I thinking of something else? Anyway, they did, oh wait, hold on, I gotta shut up for a sec.
Get them off of me! Shoot!
Oh, never mind. That wasn't the part that I was thinking of. I was thinking of a part that's coming up. Whoa, the sound got all distorted there. That was definitely an emulation issue, not an issue with the game. Okay, do I gotta pull the stick forward? I'm not sure. But I used to always try to do the little dances in there as a kid. I think there was like a Happy Feet 2 at one point. I don't think I saw that one though. I definitely saw the first one a good number of times though. I was always goofy like that. I always liked imitating movies and musicians and such. Like I used to sing Bon Jovi when I was a kid, you know. Shot through the heart and you're too late. Yeah, that whole thing. And I'd sit there. I remember I had this plastic rake. Yes, a plastic rake, and I'd pretend that it was a guitar, you know? And I'd like dress myself up, trying to look all cool with like a hat and shades and such. And then I also had a thing where I tried to dress up as like, remember the beginning of Kung Fu Panda? Where he was like the dragon warrior in that dream sequence? I used to pretend to dress up as that kinda. I'd put like a pan looking thing on my head, and it was just, had like a blanket that I pretended was my cape.
Ladies? Excuse me, madam. Are those real? Mother?
Remind you, this game is rated like E or E10 plus or whatever. Are those real? Mother? Like, come on, like that was literally a strip club, brother. I don't, like I said, man, games were built different back then. It was just, oh, what a time. What a time to be alive and be a gamer. Oh, jeez. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of great games coming out nowadays, obviously. But it's just like, some of that 2000s edge you really just had to be there for. Even if you were born later, like, you just had to be there for that time. Going back now and seeing it in retrospect just doesn't match the vibes that were there at the time. Where this is just how things were. Okay, I'm falling off again. It's fine, we just hit a checkpoint, I don't even care. They're very forgiving with the checkpoints during this part for obvious reasons. It's not a hard part, but it is kind of easy to be like, oh man, I just fell off a cliff. That's unfortunate. It's alright though. Like, you get lost really easily too, because there's like a lot of apples all about the place. Crushing Cortex's nerds. One nerd at a time. No, I missed the gem! That was the one time I tried to actually go for a gem and it failed. Just like all of my aspirations in life. Snowball. I would say that this adventure is snowballing out of control. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright. Well, while we're coming up with corny jokes and such, you guys want to hear some dad jokes that I came up with? I've mentioned before how I have a notes app on my phone with 100 plus dad jokes at this point where I just, you know, come up with them and then write them down. What do you call it when an oven gets stoned? They're baked.
I've never been so humiliated. No amount of treasure could ever begin to compensate.
Treasure, eh? Monza.
Come on, Cortex. Alright, fine. You can stay there then. Okay, I was thinking of some other dad jokes, but for some reason my brain is just completely not able to remember them at the moment. This is actually frustrating me. Where are my terrible dad jokes? It's funny, because I'm not a father and I have no plans of ever being a father, but I'm still quite the master of dad jokes when I can actually remember them. Again, though, my brain energy is just kind of gone today, so maybe that's part of it. That had probably something to do with it. I'm gonna go for the Aku Aku, honestly. Is it a bad idea? Maybe, but I don't really care. Okay. Thank you, Aku Aku. What the hell?
What have I got?
I only spawned into the life crate. Okay, no, come on. I landed on the thing. Don't tell me that I didn't. Give me another life. Thank you. Try that again. I want the Aku Aku. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually sitting here trying to think of some other dad jokes right now. Oh. What do you call it? Wait. Am I thinking? Yeah, okay. What do you call it when a cup of orange juice says hi to the ocean? Hi, see? I take pride in how terrible that joke was.
Oh!
Oh! What do you call an Italian? What do you call an Italian in disguise? An imposter. Oh, jeez. What do Italians say when they're about to fight somebody? You want a pizza meat? Oh, jeez. Okay. I have issues and I'm okay with admitting that. One tap of that giant elephant, he's just gone. Is there? Yeah, there's like a rat up there. I don't know if I need to go up there exactly though. I'm pretty sure I gotta go over here. No, never mind. I do gotta go up here. Okay. Ugh, the camera's fighting me. Oh shit! Okay, it's bouncy. Good to know. Oh, wait, what was the really terrible joke about music that I was just thinking of? I had one that I was cooking up. Okay, hold on, I gotta think of it again. Something about a classical musician. Hold on, composer. No! What was the joke? It was terrible. Something about, what do you call a... Oh! Okay, I just came up with it. Okay, what do you call a classical musician that steals somebody else's work? A symphony. Okay, there's a gem. I don't think I'm going the right way. I think I gotta go a different way. What is the different way? I don't know. Maybe I gotta slide. Slide and double jump, just like the good old days. Oh shit! That ain't it. Well, let me make the long trek back over again. Maybe I was right before. Maybe I do gotta go a different way. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing, don't give up. Got my arm bleeding. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe I do gotta use the springy little trampoline that can do hickeys. You know some other games I'd like to make a Let's Play on, but would probably be on Grotesque Plus rather than over here on the main channel? The Lego games. The only reason I say that would probably go on Grotesque Plus instead is because, like, you know, that would still be a fun series for me, obviously, but I don't know, like, what the interest would be for most people on the main channel for that. Even though it's something that I'm particularly interested, like, I love Lego games to death. Genuinely, if there's any time that I hear a new Lego games coming out, I buy it, beat it immediately, always try to 100% them. And, you know, I've been playing those games since they got started. Especially, like, when they changed the formula over to, like, the kind that they've done basically since the mid-2000s, like the like Lego Star Wars, like that era of Lego games. I also played some of the other ones too, like on the Game Boy. I remember there was one called Lego Island. That's right, yeah, on the it was on like the PS1 and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color and such. But I really started getting heavily invested in the Lego games during like the, oh my god, I got knocked off by the platform. What kind of do-blah, hooblah, jibbity dibbity boo blah is that? Let's do that again. But yeah, I've kept up with all the games over the years, so I just, you know, even though I've already played like literally all of them, I've even went through and played like the different iterations of them. Like you have, because there's a lot of times where a Lego game will be called the same thing on different platforms, but it'll technically be different games. So you could have like Lego Batman on the Wii, the PS2, the PS3, 360, but it's a completely different game compared to on the DS or, you know, one thing or another like that. And that basically went on up until the Xbox One / PS4 generation, where we saw all the Lego games just kind of become uniform at that point and be like on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and there really wasn't any other handheld devices at that point. Because some of those games, like the main reason, or one of the main reasons that those different titles were made were also for like mobile devices and such, but even at this point, mobile devices are getting to that point where they could just natively run Lego games anyway, so. Surprisingly, they actually haven't tried to put those Lego games out on mobile. Okay, this one's pissing me off. We gotta like run across the thing, I think. They haven't tried to put those Lego games on mobile, which is kind of surprising, because they've tried to put a lot of games on mobile lately, it seems like. I remember they put, what was it, like Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I want to say like Resident Evil 2 and Village or something like that. Or maybe it was 7, I don't know. They put some of the Resident Evil games on iPhone, which was kind of crazy. And I believe they put like Assassin's Creed Mirage on there. I haven't had an Apple device since the iPhone 6S. And even then I bought it used when it was way out of date. So it's been a while since I've been up to date with Apple. Because I'm not here to start the whole Apple versus Android debate, but I just prefer Android because I prefer to have flexibility, customizability, and freedom on my device, and just more capabilities rather than simplicity. Because even though Apple is much simpler and, in a sense, I guess more accessible or easier to navigate, it also just has like less capabilities when it comes to things that you can really tamper with. Because like you can tamper more nowadays with Apple than you could back then, but you still have more tamperability on Android. And you may be like, well, how do you know that if you haven't had an Apple device? And that's because I have family members that have Apple devices, and I've been able to like tinker with them, kind of just like experiment with them, and I still stay up to date. I'm a tech nerd, so I like staying up to date with what all the new devices are that each company's coming out with, what's going on in the gaming sphere and the tech world in general. Even if sometimes I think that, even if sometimes some of the stuff, not that it doesn't necessarily excite me, but that some of the stuff I just kind of hear about it and I'm like, oh man, okay, well, that's a thing. Like some of the price points for new GPUs, for example. That's like the first thing that comes to mind. It's like, oh, cool, that thing's gonna cost an arm and a leg. I'm not gonna get that. Like the 50 series NVIDIA cards, it's like, oh, cool, I'm not gonna get that. And they also cut support for like, and I don't know if this is in every 50 series card or if it's just in like some of them. They cut support for, what was it, like the 32-bit physics or whatever, which means that a lot of older games just run like garbage. Like Batman Arkham Asylum, I remember I was watching a Digital Foundry video, and on the 5070, it runs like garbage because they cut out support for the one physics system. Oh, I fell off I wasn't even trying to do that. I was just trying to run along. Okay, let's try that again. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. So I'd rather just stick with like a, I don't even have a 40 series card right now, but if I was to get a new card, I'd probably just go for 40 series. Since I still have support for that stuff, I can still play those older games. So obviously that's like a huge thing for me. Being able to play, yes, modern games, but also older games. And at this point, the percentage better that the 50 series cards are over the 40 series is like not even worth it. Not for that price. They're severely overpriced. Because it's all about profit in the business world rather than offering, you know, like a good value to money ratio. Companies just get greedier and greedier. That's a conversation for a different day. It's just unfortunate. See, for me, if I was running a business, I would run it with the lowest. What am I trying to say here? Like, you know how there's different ratios between your profit and how much you have to sell an item for in order to profit? I would sell it for the absolute minimum that I could in order to still profit. Yet, you know, have like the best price possible for the consumer. Because obviously you have to profit a little bit to like pay your employees and keep things going. But for example, if I could only profit by like a few cents, but I would be guaranteed to sell a lot of that product to where it would equal itself out, then I would do that. There's always gonna be people that are like, well, you don't know what you do unless you're in that position. But I do, because I don't give a shit about money, and it doesn't go with you after the grave anyway. Even the times when I've had expendable income in the past, it doesn't change my perspective on that. It's like, okay, cool, I have this expendable income. What am I mean, that doesn't change anything. Cool, there's a higher bill thing. You know, it's like, what do I do? Like, it'll just sit there till there's an emergency, and that's what I did. I just sat there until an emergency came up, then I spent the money on that, and then I ended up spending more money on like, you know, like gifts for my mom for her birthday, and then like Christmas presents for my siblings and such, you know. Humanity focuses on money too much. It don't matter. Alright, what am I even supposed to do here? I'm kinda... Yeah, you know, I think, oh, maybe I gotta like stand here and have it like blow this up or something. Oh, hell, that's a game over. That hurts. Okay, hopefully it'll give us another hint then when we go back. Yeah, man. Money ain't that important. As long as you got enough to provide for yourself and eat some food, you're good. You're good. Alright, we're calling it there for this episode. I guess I'll have to play up to where we were before, set a save state. I'll have to figure out how to defeat. It gave us a hint on how to defeat the boss, but I was too busy yapping, so I like forgot to read it. So I'll get back there, read it, and then we'll you know, fight the boss next time. But that's just slightly annoying. Okay, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. But anyways, always massive shout out to all the patrons and remember to get on the low ball tier, and big shout out to the ball tier, middle asking, and we dad and the biggest shout out on G tier, run events on the G scroll. Thank you guys so much, guys. You're little legends. I love you. Have an amazing day, stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.